And if G2... okay, Fabian. If G2 lose or tie this match, Empire qualifies. G2's chances of making it to LAN are still there, but still, Buck being banned. Unusual, but not the first time that it happens here on Consulate. What will G2 take away? Glass? Ying. Okay.
Hungry on Penta, one of those characteristic players on Ying that we talked about.
Really? Is he?
He may have had that, that 6 or 7 second ace at 6 Invitational.
It's not as good as Kix is. What's the difference between a Gorilla and Goga? Oh, Smoke Band.
We're getting some
Maestro Echo Band?
Fun bands. Well, that would mean that Mira has to stay in. On Consulate, not the greatest effect as compared to other maps, but...
She does have an effect. Both teams have pretty excellent Mira players as well. What? How is that? Fabian, why does Fabian try to be funny? Look, Fabian Helston, you're not funny. Give it up. We've seen all your back and forth tweets between you and Intero on the subreddit, like literally every 5 seconds. It's not funny. Go back to playing Hearts of Iron. See, even Hungry's like, what's the joke? Hungry's a pretty funny guy as well.
Yeah, I don't really get the joke.
Face. There is no joke.
I was gonna say, Gorilla has more hair than a lot of people.
Yeah, not me, maybe.
True. True. You do take your shirt off in front of me every time we come here.
Shh. We don't have to tell them.
Hey, I meet the caster camp recording us all the time, man.
Good luck, Ben. Oh my god.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, Fabian digging deep today.
TYKS as well.
Wow.
Okay, I want to see. Look, can we just take a look at the chat? What? How can you stop? Can we mute Fabian?
Anyway, Penta going to be starting out on the defense. They're going to like to go top floor console. CEO. Not a big shock there. Top floor defense on console to be the initial. This connector mirror, pretty trash. Can be destroyed from pretty much every single angle.
From below as well.
Yeah.
Don't know Buck, so.
No Buck, but you still have the Zofia. You can still honestly just
have the sledge.
The floorboards with it. Nade.
You can chuck the sledgehammer. When is that gonna come around, please, Ubisoft?
That's year 5.
Yeah, and it's gonna have like rockets attached to his back.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the connector mirror. It's just very played out, and honestly, a lot of people like. When Mira came out in that first thing, all of year 2, honestly, when Mira was the dominant defender for info and really shaping the way we played the game on defense, a lot of people tried to shoehorn Mira into Consulate. And it took about a year for them to find out, but yeah, there's not really a lot of great places for mirrors on Consulate. There are some that can have some effect, but it's just, honestly, it's one of the maps where it just doesn't have the greatest effect as comparative to other maps.
On a lot of sites, it's basically one mirror window position, and then the second one is like,
pocket it or put it somewhere useless.
Exactly. That is a good point. But Pengu, actually playing the Thermite this time around, is going to find the kill on Bloss.
We're in a weird universe right now. But
yes. Very much the case. But again, with no Buck, you're not really going to be able to open up the side of the top wall here in the console chamber. So, someone's got to do it. And the Thermite is not going to be your be-all, end-all operator for this sort of assault. Oh, Reva, there he goes. He's going to talk about the Legion, but he's actually playing from below, not on the yellow stairs. Finally, Clocanto Ketty and eliminate the sledge before any grenades could be used.
So you got an enemy playing this connector mirror, and honestly, we talked about how bad this connector mirror was, but nobody from G2 electing to go and popped it. Still got Fabian repelled. Oh, he just spots the hand of Revon. Finally, the head will peek out far enough for Fabian to connect. So Revon will fall. That's your downstairs pressure taken away as well. So now it's Sir Boss in the bathroom, enemy in the connector, and Hungry flying in behind the A-bomb to try and lock things down for Penta. They have a little bit over a minute to kill. You still have all your hard breach on Eunice, which is really going to be the difference maker. Although coming up spiral now is Fabian. Missing some shots, though. Enemy still crouched in behind the long desk, and now Fabian will retreat down the spiral stairs. Might have 2 to contend with here in a moment, trying to spray through this reinforcements protecting Here comes the Habana. Enemy grabs Fabian, but lasing in with that all the Sir Boss ripping through two, but can't find the finishing blow into Jonas or Goga. Sir Boss will be down, leaving Hungary alone with Enemy. They try to flank in through the long hallway. Sir Boss down in a 2v2. All it will take is one bullet. Trying to facilitate the revive outside of this bathroom. Still can't get in for this plant, though. G2 in a precarious position here. The flashbangs come in, and here come the pings, and there we go. The final bolt will finally connect. Jonas will fall. Now the flank from Enemy onto yellow stairs. Sir Boss just ripping them all up at the Elder, though, and it leaves Pengu alone in the connector window in a 1v3 with 15 seconds. Repelling in, and it's an easy pre-fire. Hungary will lock it out with the SMG-11, and G2 will fall on the first round.
G2 were so fixated on those windows, and it's kind of surprising because they had the ability to go up the yellow stairs for quite a while. They went up spiral, but the problem with that is that the AQ of Fabian had already done work, taken away the lesion that was playing the roam, but there was nobody to support him from any other angle. Just wanted to walk in and use the Zofia in the back, vaulting in to do some sort of work, but nothing ended up connecting, and it's very odd to see. Now, are we going to see that Nomad? No, we're going to 6-pick off to the AQ. An operator that usually on this specific map, it's Goga that runs, and a lot of times you'll see Jonas playing the Zofia, but I think there's been a change to push Jonas away from his usual operator picks and put him more on a supporting role. Just because oftentimes in the past like 5 or 6 months, he hasn't really had the most impactful effect on rounds when it comes to frag power, which is his usual case. I don't know if it's just him or being overshadowed by Kanto Raketti. It's very difficult to not be. But still, it would make a lot of sense to see that change, and over the course of this matchup here, we'll see if that change actually happened or not. Penta Sports setting up with it.
Just got Pengu playing the Thermite. Some market change, honestly. We don't really see Pengu playing a lot of Thermite. You know, he'll pick up the Hibana every once in a while when it's needed, but the Thermite is it's a clear alteration of the usual strategy here. We've got a bathroom mirror being placed here for Blas, and this is a strategy we saw coming out on Monday in North America, and honestly, a strategy that's been, I guess, dug out of the well. It was one that kind of fell by the wayside and didn't really get played all that often in recent history, and all of a sudden has made a resurgence here on Consulate. Honestly, it's with the mirror being allowed through most of the time on Consulate that's allowed it to come back into favoritism.
Well, Goga moving in from the center, in the lobby. Nobody anywhere here to kind of play against them. You see the castle barricade that was set up, but before, oh, there you go. Easy fix there to take the bulletproof camera away. We'll open up the side. Very well done here to use the sledge of Kanto instead of just expending Goga's utility in this situation. We'll see Enemy as well trying to support Blas. Oh, the vault's so close here to spotting the player outside. Enemy should be able to take them. There you go. All Xyros have been taken away before they can do any damage to the mirror window. And this will force G2 to kind of find, or just try to find, another angle for them to play in. Grenade thrown in from Kanto Raketti, but not going to connect with anyone. And the Zofia is going to start opening up a bit of the floorboards. Blas actually moving away. And does he have a way to rotate away? No. Jonas is going to find that kill for free. The mirror spin off.
Did they reinforce the bathroom hatch, or did Blas just get caught trying to shoot those X-Kairos off the mirror for himself as he was locked down?
He tried to rotate in and try to like fight against the window, but still, Fabian's going to find the kill on Revon. There's only one doorway that's available to see. No, okay, so they did not reinforce the hatch. That's kind of the telltale sign, right?
It's questionable that he wouldn't it just bail down the hatch and keep his Nitro Cell in play, and Kanto ripped right through Enemy, so it's a quick 5v2 here for G2. Wonderful spot to be in as they went for that main lobby push, and now they've completely pivoted towards the garage wall take.
Jonas again on top floor, and this actually corners Penta in a difficult position. They need to take down the IQ to get another favorable position, and Hungary will do so very effectively. He is a beast on that shotgun. We've seen it so many times, specifically against G2. If you look back at their match on Oregon, the first half of the season, as he rotates away, it's Hungary to get caught off by Kanto Raketti. The plant's a bit too difficult here for Sir Boss to do anything about. He can spot and see where the diffuser is being set, but the entirety of the angle here is being watched. Sir Boss will move into the site, but Goga is already inside as the call has been made, and G2 with a almost flawless round here, just dismantling their opponents. There's a reason why they're seen as also kind of kings of consulate.
Yeah, that was actually the storyline for a while there, that they kept banning it out over and over again. It was
On
their
purpose.
best map, and they kept hiding it, and then it came back into the playing rotation for them, and they've definitely shown in the past why they are so good at this map, so dominant, so flexible, just the ability to always stay in motion and always pick up different roles whenever necessary. So we equalize. Penta still locked out at the top floor, don't want to initially jump into a lobby defense or maybe even the Teller's Archives defense just yet. They're going to try and rerun the garage setup, but it looks like they've fallen off the Mira, and they've picked up a Valkyrie instead. So an alteration to the ideology here for Penta on the deployment of their utility and their personnel. I imagine no one's really going to be playing hard set inside of some bathroom reinforcements. They might still roam and try and control Piano in the main floor, but I imagine this time from Penta be a little more fluid, given the intel at their disposal and enemy picking up the Vigil.
And I really like the Vigil play. This usually signifies more plays around the top floor, around the room, the console chambers. Usually that is. CZ 75 not going to be the choice here for enemy, as you see, for example, from players like Book. They like to run the CZ 75 on this operator when they do play him. You know, not everybody kind of sees it that way, but it's good to have the flexibility between the high rate of fire plus the up close just demolishing that you can do with that extra magazine compared to the CZ 75 that kind of bounces weirdly and you can't really put any optics on it. But with there being only a mute on the other side, it's very easy to kind of deal with this garage take. It'll be up to G2 to move in. I'm not sure if there was a mute jammer, and as I heard an explosion, not sure if the Thermite had already opened up the garage, or there was already a mute jammer in there. No, they're just going to watch through. But he went through the phone. Is there anything? No. Wow, that's a... Okay, that's a freebie. And a kill as well. The grenade's going to hit onto enemy. Goodbye, Vigil Row. That's unfortunate.
Pretty standard position for him in the northeast corner. It lands perfectly on the floor, and a dead body in turn. So, enemy taken care of. No one really close to try and hold out the rest of the top floor. You've got Ravon pulsing right now, trying to just relay information. But it's Bloss right now halfway down Yellow Stairs. That's really going to be the next hill to battle on for Penta. They're going to try and hold out for very long. You saw that Pengu was holding the rotation down all the way to the bottom of Yellow Stairs, and this might force Bloss to stand and fight on the Yellow Stairs or pick a different point of rotation, but looks like he wants to rejoin his teammates downstairs in the basement. They want to hold out for the latter half of the round as G2 afforded complete map control. It's going to be up to the flanking potential of Ravon and Hungary, and honestly Bloss as well in the mute. Could be a big turn around here, but Kanto covering the Visa Stairs flank.
You could see that the IQ had spotted the pulse. Bloss should just be able to drop down if anything. Oh, he finds the headshot. Sick flick on the Goga. But I think Kanto knows what's going on here. Still, Bloss is taken away. Oh, nicely done by Fabian here. Predicting that the drop is going to happen. Revon will see that drone running right in front of him, but it does not spot him. They'll at least know that there's some player here. And you already hear the sledge doing work upstairs. 46 seconds on the clock. Advantage clearly in the hands of G2 with the extra manpower, but Revon here, if he shuts down the IQ, suddenly things change very quickly. Fabian trying to scan around, but the millimeter scanner is just, it's not able to find the cardiac sensor. It's just not even being used. And a free kill. Fabian is going to get taken away, even with the extended barrel in hand. Nitro Cell will not connect, but Pengu will. Hungry moving around for the top floor as Sir Boss is alive on the site. Oh, Hungry can just remove all of this. UNS will be felled and taken away. 2 players in the back, but Infuser is right on the bomb. Sir Boss takes a lot of damage. Still alive. C4 thrown up. Will it connect? No, it will not. Fire onto one. Hungry, can he do it? No, runs out of ammo, and Pengu connects with a 5.56. And right on the body of his fallen teammate as he went for the plant. Fires down to the Valkyrie, getting the information that she's vaulting over, and the diffuser had not even been caught before. So, a bit too close for comfort, but G2 will get the second round. Yeah, I was gonna say.
I was going to say, it looked like Pengu tried to grab it when that nitro came
You
out.
wanted to go and plant in the other side.
Yeah. Well, I guess a tricky hitbox scenario with being at the bottom of the ledge in a vault. Maybe he didn't hit the floor. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, their bodies did hit the floor, that's for sure.
Hey, it was a beautiful flank there from Hungary. And like you said, the IQ, Fabian, holding those Visa stairs as soon as he was gone. Easy flank potentially, because Kanto had fallen off his position upstairs in admin to try and facilitate the rest of the site push and open up the floorboards inside of Piano in the antechamber. So once Fabian was down, perfect opportunity for Penta to go for that rotate, just not enough manpower remaining on the objective, staying at that man disadvantage for the majority of that round. But now we head back upstairs for Penta. So staying pretty uniform in their site selection. Top floor, basement, basement, then top floor. Still going to get this connector mirror once again, and enemy bringing back the Jaegers. That was one of the operators they abandoned downstairs. Kanto was able to collect with at least one kill in the frag grenade, although the ADSs most likely would have been placed on site, and enemy was upstairs inside of admin. The setup we talked about last time around the first time that G2 attacked this in the very first round, that G2 were quite focused on the windows, and I imagine it's because of this mirror right here inside a break room.
Is that a deployable shield?
You're telling me you couldn't get Servos to bring a deployable? Ugh, that's...
You can get Revan?
Yeah, Revan also has them.
Weird. I am not the biggest fan of that sort of play. Kanto to pick up the grenade as well. Chuck it in the back, no damage done. Blast looking for a peek. Okay. Oh, he's gonna get peeked back! Pengu, obviously very well known for not being a big fan of spawn peeks. we'll find the kill.
Oh my.
And enemy is downed as well. Oh no, he's somehow still alive with 1 HP! And they're gonna try to reset him, but the good one.
What's happening? They're gonna zap him with the Evil Eye instead. Someone pulled out a Nitro Cell as well. Kanto
Just
gonna hit a Goo Mine, and they finally get the... So they finally got the
he
Nitro.
did pick him up. Okay.
They finally got the Nitro Cell back. Fabian again repelled on the spiral windows, but no one roaming downstairs for Penta. Instead, they stacked 4 on site this time around. Actually, as I say that, enemy will drop down through the projector hatch, and sounds like he's in the midst of a firefight down towards that front door. Pengu might have been challenging him through those piano and antechamber windows. But again, enemy will fall back being on 1 HP's worth of health as he retreats towards the yellow stairs. Again, trying to regroup with the rest of his teammates. But again, Penta at that man disadvantage for the majority of the round, losing Blast so early.
I love that Maestro camera where it looks down through the hatch, can destroy anything or spot any players that are running from below that maybe want to do any damage. Zofia in that case a lot of times, and Ash at times. Obviously the Buck being banned in this situation is not something you're going to have to worry about, but damage from below is pretty darn strong. You already can hear Revon deploying more of his goo mines, but G2 realizing that they have the man advantage, they're going to try to push from the window. And in this case, it makes a lot of sense. You already see the goo mine that's set on the window. This is something that Fabian started doing before. No, the Bolt! Revon 2 free kills on Goga and Jonas, and enemies close up as well. Fabian will find the kill. Can he get the next one as well? It's right on the entrance. Oh, he gets it! Fabian connects! The best player in the world. Takes enemy away. Can he find Sir Boss? No! An instant shutdown here from Sir Boss. Kanto Raketti will walk right in, and the angle held by Sir Boss. Another headshot for him and the Boss Man. For Hungary leaving the last one. Pengu will fall. Penta recover the round off of G2's early advantage, and that great little play from Fabian. Revon's 2-man vault.
That's a difference maker right there.
That is a difference maker indeed.
That's the catalyst in the entire round, honestly. The fact that he was able to head there. So Fabian, while he does collect the kill at the end, was repelled on the yellow stairs window. There wasn't a hole for him to be able to see through, but at some point, someone might want to make a call that the entirety of the yellow wall towards the cubby inside of B is soft and try to open that up. Yep. It was all soft, ready to shoot through. You can make tiny bullet holes, but you probably want someone with, I don't know, Zofia, maybe Goga, to come over with a lifeline and open that up.
That's the disadvantage of having the Buck banned, right? So
yep.
Kudos to Penta for kind of predicting that. But also, I mean, the drone was shot up by Havana, by Jonas in that situation to try and spot if there's anybody close to the console desk.
Sure.
But it was a bit too late, wasn't it?
It was too late. And also, it looked like Jonas, because it was his drone that got thrown up, like you said, and then he was still on drone when he died. So I think he tried to flip around to other cameras instead of getting off the drone when it got shot inside a console, because he thought that Gogo was going to have that on the window. Instead, the jump out from Ravon just shoot straight through them. Tough situation, but hey, big run out there for Ravon, and it garners them around in a game that, like we said, this is do or die here for the first seed anyway in EU. And honestly, this is kind of still do or die here for G2. You're in a spot now where you're 7 points back of Lestream. You're 7 points back, and you got 5 games remaining, including this one. 4 games after today. It's a tough scenario when the entirety of the depth of EU right now seems to be shining, and you've got teams like Na'Vi in 7th place, putting up a massive game against the #2 seed in Lestream. It's impossible to predict what's going to happen in EU, and G2 need every single possible point at this time to try and make it to Milan.
A tie or a loss, basically anything other than a win, guarantees Empire's spotted land. That's a big deal for Empire. Right now, they're pretty much Penta's biggest fans.
Yeah.
They can already start preparing themselves for that fight.
I mean, hey, if you're any of the other teams trying to make a sneaky little run in towards that 2nd place, you know, if you're Mouse right now watching, waiting for your next game, if you're Chaos watching, waiting for your next game, you know, you're not that far behind. Maybe for Chaos, you're a little too far behind, but for Mouse, you know, you're in the conversation. It's doable. You're watching Penta right now, and obviously it's a tough scenario because, honestly, your best case scenario, if you're one of those teams behind them, you want to draw. Because they both get 1 instead of one of them getting 3 and getting that much closer to the stream.
MP thrown in behind the window. Last will lose that on the utility close him, which is that Jaeger ADS. The air window had already been opened up, and now the castle barricade. He's going to try to commit to this, and also will have a teammate Hungry downstairs on the mute to support him. That's why you don't see Blast dropping off. If they can hold on to this position, especially the amount of time left on the clock, this can all change so fast. The peek in real quick, but no! Blast is going to get shot down, and Kanta Raketti pushed back. Means they're going to be able to pick him up. 20 HP, but still something. Pengu will find another one. His enemy is so preoccupied with the players above him. Hungry, unable to find anything from below. Kanto to continue on his rampage to the floorboard. Shotgun still in the hands of Hungry, but no one to be found. Ravon find Fabian, at least connect and make sure that Penta remain in the running. Maestro Cannon just detecting everybody coming in. Hungry will get taken away by Pengu. 2 players left alive. Sir Boss, as usual, will come in from the back. Will find 1 kill, a headshot onto Goga. As Ravon comes in, goes up to the yellow stairs. Does the sledge wash it? Yes, but Kanto does not have a ton of HP. And a diffuser being set means that G2 can just pull back. Peel off as Yunus will find 1 more. Now, can they get Ravon? No, he turns back, he drops Pengu. It's a 1v1 with so little HP, and Yunus will connect as these rounds are getting way too close for comfort. G2 keep on the advance. And that's a pretty darn close headshot there. G2 still at the helm.
Good response there to the flank. It still comes out from Penta. And again, you have that massive man control, but it's Fabian in the back. Again, this time trying to come down spiral stairs as soon as he's eliminated. It seems like Fabian right now in his flank control isn't controlling the flank. It's someone taking him down and going on a bit of a run across the map. And last time it was almost a remarkable flanking comeback there for Penta. And again, you know, you bring it down to a 1v1. It's scary situations there once Fabian is taken out of the equation, considering the amount of map control that G2 are able to garner so quickly. You know, they're clearing out this bathroom hold pretty swiftly, and we're finally going to have our first lobby defense in the last round of the defensive stand for Penta. But as soon as Fabian goes down on the flank hold, it becomes a much scarier scenario for G2 to win out, even if they get the plant down.
Enemy with the reinforcements so far, nothing really too special. Penta are kind of going through the motions. This time they take away the Mira. This is a site that actually would work pretty well with the Mira, but a Maestro would be great to have in this as well. We've seen Maestro doing so much damage. Just playing behind a behind one of his shields, basically, where you would see the Legion is right now. It is a very strong position to fight against people on the main lobby door. But the goal here for Penta is just to not even allow G2 to get to that level. And G2 going for standard admin take, which is not surprising at all. Pengu sticking to this position quite a while, quite a few times, just to make sure that nobody from Penta is thinking about any runouts early on in the round.
Fabian returning to a familiar place up on these spiral windows, and honestly, why wouldn't you? With an ACOG, you have the advantage over a lot of the defenders. Okay, watch the cam. But just out of a view of that default camera, he'll finally shoot it. He's going to come into hot contest, at least on the main floor, with a castle barricade his backside from the double doorway to spiral door from circle desk, but recovering the drone now, and it's up to G2 here to kind of clamp down from every direction. You can see the projector room or meeting room take coming from both sides right now. You've got one imprinter from Jonas, you've got Goga inside of the secretary connector. Hungry, contesting point-blank range, though the shotgun will continue to chew through these drones that keep amassing, and Jonas has lost one set of X-Kairos. It looks like it's Sir Boss and the Jaeger. Nope, it's Revlon, or sorry, Blas, at the end of the hallway. Now a Nitro Cell being launched over, Goga will run swiftly away and won't take a single point of damage off of him. So cat and mouse game upstairs for meeting control, and it's going the side of Penta for now, just a lot of utility expended in doing so.
Yeah, and that's really what you're looking for if you're a G2. Bit of damage done to Goga here on a quick peek from Hungry. It's not enough to clear off the Zofia, who still is alive with an impact lifeline to use in this situation. Fabian will take a bit of damage with a couple goo mines as he steps into those, but having Goga still alive is definitely going to be a big help, though Penta still have control and complete control of that top floor. There's literally nothing so far that G2 has done that has dislodged Penta from this, and with under a minute left, G2 are still just holding angles. They're unsure of what's going to happen. And Sir Boss finding the kill on Fabian. Not a great spot for you here. Jonas with a refrag very quickly onto Hungry. It's definitely going to be a help, but will it be enough? Going down the garage, Revon preparing for potential runouts or peaks later on. There's so little time left, and G2 are nowhere near close to having even any sort of semblance of map control. Jonas connects. He's fragging out here with a C4 ready from enemy.
Ready with all the intel possible with the Valkyrie cams. The plan going down from Goga, and finally here comes the Nitro Cell and eliminating Goga. Diffuser dropped in the main hallway. Blas trying to retake into meeting successful as he'll drop Kanto, repelling into the antechamber windows, triggering a Legion mine. Pengu with Diffuser will have to back off the plant. Pressure, but Sir Boss in the midst of a reload allows Pengu the kill, and now pressure up top from the hatch. It's both inside of meeting and through the floorboards. Enemy will connect on the head of Pengu, and we will draw even at the half. 3-3 between Penta and G2. Another close one coming down to the wire in the midst of a plant attempt with few members alive on either side. It was a flurry of kills there, but the meeting control never fully taken over for G2. A good retake there from Blas to be the trigger and the catalyst on that one.
Yeah, there was zero top control basically from
just G2. Kanto.
Yeah, there was literally nothing.
So I want to touch on like a huge sequence that was going on here.
Go on.
So you were actually touching on it. You had the call there for a second about how there was no pushing power from G2 towards meeting. They weren't ever able to clear out Hungry, the mute playing inside a meeting. What happened in the middle of that round, the reason they were stalling so hard is Fabian is downstairs in kitchen, in the basement, looking up through the circle desk hatch to the floorboards of meeting room, and they had to wait for a drone to come in for the ping. And the very millisecond the ping comes through, Sir Boss shoots Fabian. It would have been the most beautiful stacking of a 3-level play that I probably would have ever seen. I don't even know if that was exactly their intention, but it was coming together beautifully. And then just the timing. Fabian dies, takes a bullet from Sir Boss at just... The timing could not have been better.
It's pretty crazy how things that are so close and so detailed can have such a huge impact on the game. This is pretty much not only the theme for this playdate, but for every single playdate in Pro League. This is what separates.
What? Okay.
What are you? Oh, this is
Who said G2 are saving strats? Give me your names right now.
Mention me if G2 are saving strats. I see you in Twitch chat. That is a great quote. If G2 save strats.
This ain't saving. This is anarchy.
This is anarchy. It is. Oh my God. Anarchy in the UK. Anarchy in the EU. Well, you can. Let's not talk about this. Oh, can Blast find a kill? Now it's just a quick rundown. Hungry just trying to open up the back way into Visa. Walks on back. C7E being played here by Hungry on the Jackal. We've seen a lot of play as well with the PDW. Oddly enough, the PDW still does more damage at range than the C7E, so that's fine. Goga just being pressured by Sir Boss. The LMGE trying to just burst fire him and keep him in a singular position. Hungry will run into a mute jammer, but moves on to another drone. Bloss is trying to find a frag grenade position here, maybe to chuck it down onto the Mira, but none of that is being given so far. They'll require Sir Boss and the Habana's help for that. And I wonder if Goga is just going to fall off of this at the halfway point. Yes, he does. Just going to play from below. Already has another Black Mirror set up. No damage done. A lot of time wasted. A good round so far.
Big scare now is that Ravon has used all of his X-Kairos, which means that that mirror window on the garage, while you won't be able to make much use of it as soon as these kill holes made by Blaz will take out the mirror window. Blaz taking down the bandits, but not the actual mirror window. That's a precarious scenario as that mirror window is still standing, and now he'll return to finally shoot it wide open as Fabian tried to contest up against the mirror through the floorboards, but it won't land any damage. And now, shots up to the floor. Fabian will finally land that onto Hungry, and it looks like he is going to be the one flanking this time around. Bloss trying to control from inside of the antechamber, but it's a dangerous spot now for Penta, as they don't really have a lot of control of the objective themselves, and G2 looking to take every fight possible.
No pings to be used so far, as Hungry has been taken away. Yuna still looking through. Up into the antechamber. Nobody spotted just yet. Time is running out. You're going to need this push here, Penta. The hatch is open. Jonas, though, not pressured at all, is able to walk back. He's potentially waiting for Revan. Maybe he'll drop in through that hatch at some point. We'll find the Zofia. Spots the second. Jonas going ham. Fabian with a second kill. And Jonas with the 3K of the Elda. Rips right through everybody from Penta Sports. G2 at the advantage. And that's only one round on the board. We've seen so far in this matchup, it's been so back and forth. It wouldn't be surprising if Penta were able to grab a next one. An important part for G2, not only winning, but winning with as many rounds as possible. Potential tiebreak against Le Stream.
Well, as opposed to heading upstairs like their counterparts, G2 will elect to go lobby much earlier on in the series, not saving it for the very last round of their defensive stand, bringing it out secondary, and avoiding the most typical primary, also utilizing 3 of your 4 possible ACOGs available to you, the 4th one being on Kaid, as the 5th would be an Echo, but it's banned out. So lots of visibility here for the French brothers. And you've still got Jonas playing the Maestro, and we talked about Jonas maybe not having the greatest stats throughout the first half of the season. He's leading the charge right now with 8 kills. He's having himself a bounce-back game. But also, I think that was Fabian with 7 assists. It's a full team effort coming out from G2. From members, you wouldn't really expect if you just look at the stats for honestly the whole of Season 9.
Actually, you'd be surprised. Fabian is sitting at like number 2 most performing player at the team. It's like, it's Kanto, Fabian, Pengu, then Goga, then Jonas.
I was more talking Jonas and Goga in their roles.
Yes.
The shifting of that. Fabian always is.
But as I said, maybe this is Jonas, you know, being switched off into a more of a flex support. And honestly, it's working.
Working. Ain't broke, don't fix it. Speaking of that, Kanto is going to start things off onto Hungary. So that Jackal again will be eliminated first. And that's your smokes taken away for a lobby push. That's pretty oppressive for G2 to start off that well. And also Kanto not taking a single point of damage, still has all of his utility at his disposal. It's a brilliant start there for a little bit of aggression, and you can see why maybe Pengu doesn't like those spawn peaks. Maybe he's sick of dry running against Kanto.
That sounds like a terrible thing to do. It's like, oh, I keep getting shot every single time. How do I do anything against this? And I'm like, well, that's what everybody else has to deal with. Sir Boss again on the LMGE. Again, we've seen so much of the Unicorn in play. Jonas will find one more. It's Revon away, but look at how low Jonas is on right now. Kanto will be able to boost him up. Goga will find the kill. Again, the Legion holding off in the bathroom. Enemy trying to find it. Fabian with a close hole to use. Damage done to him. He's still alive. Enough for long. Sir Boss will connect. But shot from the side. It's Pengu to find it. G2 winning round number 8. They get closer and closer to the victory. And if they win today, it just means they're still in the running to keep going. But it means that Empire have not qualified just yet for Milan.
That's a confusing round for me from Penta. They threw Convention by the wayside, and clearly G2 are just not having anything upstairs.
They did literally the same mistake that G2 did, just took a lot less time to go through it.
Yeah, I mean, you lose your Jackal hungry on the spawn peak, and like I said, you lose the smokes, and you lose a little bit of your roam clear potential in the Inox, the Jackal scans, but it's not the end of the world. And then it seemed like at that point Penta just committed to the full send through the front door, and they got chewed up one by one. It was a curious decision to go for it. It did not really work out very well. You saw the kill holes coming out. It wasn't like site was completely empty either. You know, Goga was inside of the bathroom. I don't really know what the read was there from Penta, why they decided to go for that push. Honestly, the only thing I saw was Hungry being taken out in the spawn peak, and I find it very hard to believe that that was the only reason they went for it.
Now, a bit of an unconventional site, if you haven't seen it or played it, I guess. This is not a site that you usually see, but Europe has seen a lot more play of the Teller's Archives compared to other regions.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know, teams like Secret back in the day have played it quite a bit. Mocket, now Na'Vi, Millennium, now Lush Team, they've had a decent chunk of play. Even if you look at Chaos, they've played this quite a few times as well. There's a lot to learn from them in the region here. And G2 were the first team to ever play this site in Pro League. And they said, there's actually a lot of potential for it. I don't think a lot of people realize it. And I have to agree. The Sledge, in the meantime, is going to open things up. And a big thing about taking this site here is that you have to attack from Garage and hold on to the main doorway by Visa, whilst also taking control of the top floor. It's kind of a sandwich where you have to progress through the map. Damage done to Fabian, though. Still stay alive by the servers. You really have to be careful to not let go of them. The best thing about this is that you can protect the site from the floor above it.
Ramping up the pace are Penta comparatively to rounds previous, the one before last. It's clearly a change of mindset here for Penta, as they would just want to get much swifter, much more efficient. They want to go much faster, and Kanto's going to get drone down inside of the circle lobby, and Hungry very wary of coming to blows against Kanto Raketti again. So pull out the drone, even as a Jackal, knowing he could scan. Doesn't want to overstep here and skip a step necessary to isolating off Kanto, and finally here comes the Jackal pings onto him onto the spiral stairs. But Kanto wins out a different gunfight onto Enemy, so while being tracked, Enemy will fall. It's one of the members pushing downstairs, taken care of.
It's not like if you know where Kanto is, it's just that's it, that's done.
No.
So he still sticks in the good fight. Sir Boss going to try to isolate Kanto Raketti, but he has support from Fabian, and Pengu as well is here to support him by the engine in the back. Habana trying to move up. Revon will take a decent chunk of damage. Kanto is going to get splashed for a bit, but he actually wins it out. He'll get one kill before Blas gets two, and Fabian with a refrag onto Blas. It's Hungry and Revon. Last two alive with Fabian solo on HP. It's quite a bit of work still to be done, and that's the kill holes that we were looking at. You can defend the site from above because everybody gets kind of ferried into close positions. Goga is watching the diffuser. By the time, oh no, he gets off the ADS at the last second. He's holding on and getting so close to his mute jammer just so nobody can detect him. It's a great spot to have. I believe Castle Barricade is still helping out. Jonas will fire with a couple rounds, connect to the head of Hungry. Revon will move into the site, but Fabian is so close and already has that info relayed. Pre-fire onto Revon, and Habana will go down. G2 with a very efficient and successful defense downstairs. A lot of work from Kanto Rocchetti with a lot of help from Fabian on the pulse.
Well, that'll send us to match point and guarantees a point for G2. Means that Penta, at the very least, won't come in with the win, regardless of the outcome of this game. Maybe they can bring it back and draw us at a 6-6. It would take a bit of a comeback here. We've seen bigger comebacks, not to mention, you know, the 5-1 comeback last week for Chaos. These 6 straight rounds to win that 7-5. You've also got a cafeteria and garage defense coming out from G2 again. So they still, now 4 defensive rounds in, this is their 4th one, they don't want to play upstairs. They have zero intention of playing upstairs inside of Consulate. Meeting, curious what the decision is that's a primary bomb site for a lot of teams on Consulate.
And now, what's going to be the big change for G2, if anything? You see the same Mira coming out. This time it's Pengu playing it. Jonas still sticking to the Maestro. He's had quite a bit of success on the Operator, I have to say. And they're going to run the very same Mira window on the Garage. So, quote, if G2 save strats. Because it doesn't look like they are, at least in this very specific round so far. And it's the motivation. We saw them playing this same exact site before. They play it again. There's a big chance they might take it again.
Looks like identical operators coming out for G2 as well, although one swap up, Goga taking the castle, sorry. So slight change, and it was Fabian on a flank as well, bursting out of the back there, and also kind of doing what was happening to him a lot, where Penta were trying to hold him the flank from above instead of hold the flank directly on a parallel plane, like Fabian was trying to do, coming down the staircases each round. So different form of a flank hold, but nonetheless, not a lot of flank holding been done so far when it comes to attackers attacking downstairs.
Penta just continuing to drone, making sure there's nobody on the top floor that can stop them or at least slow them down. And very weary of these, of any potential roam play from Penta, or from G2, excuse me, even though they haven't really been doing anything of that. It's just, you know, Fabian every now and then will run around, but it's not before he had already secured something before that. So it's a lot of weariness from Penta, and it's very understandable. They would love to have that point, and G2, oh man, Kanto connects perfectly from the service stairs. And that's, again, Hungary not having the best of games. I like the position from Revon here just because it's far away from the charge. It can allow him to fire down into Pengu if he chooses to play back. We rarely see this, actually. So it's nice to see a bit of change of pace, but it's not like you've done the work. There's still a lot more to do, and you need manpower for it. And losing Hungary is not going to do too much.
Tricky spot as you lose your smokes again. Same kind of scenario we were in 2 rounds ago, but you can't really escalate and throw away the round here if you're Penta, as you're on your dying breath. Match point here for G2 is this bathroom mirror setup once again coming out on the opposite side. It's Pengu alone. You saw Kanto was flexing up Spiral, and it looks like this has been a bit of a read here from Revon and Blas. Serbas will take a lot of damage, but finally finish off Pengu. Kanto will go down on the flank as well, so a man advantage turns into a disadvantage suddenly for G2 as they're down a man. Health advantage, Serbas is pretty low, but at least he's an extra gun with a lot of rounds in the magazine. Flashbangs come raining down with a sledgehammer. Oh, challenging up to the floor. Fabian will take down Blas. There goes your sledge, and that's honestly all of your potential to make some holes in the floor. Serbas wants to utilize some of the lifeline.
A lot of time left here for Penta, as this is equal in numbers, but in health, definitely the advantage for G2. Jonas that has been doing so well on that Maestro. Each one of these rifles is going to be trailed on different positions. Penta are looking to come in from the opposite end of the map. C4 being prepped by Fabian, but there's nobody to ring on the other side of this. And Jonas just scanning around, realizing there's actually nobody coming in from that position. The castle, in the meantime, is giving info. Goga will get a double spray onto Serbas and Revon. Enemy to try and squirm into the hatch. Will get shot down by Jonas. G2 getting round number 10. That's all she wrote for this matchup. surprising end, I want to say, but a 7-3 victory from G2 is definitely something that they have been looking for. Kenta Ricchetti, not surprising, the MVP on the board with Jonas close up behind on the Maestro. 11 kills for both Jonas and Fabian. This is the Jonas we're used to seeing.
Yeah, this takes me back, honestly, seeing Jonas do so well.
Quite a while. It's been